Everyone on mute. Here we go. Good morning, South Carolina. Welcome to our 4A Lacrosse Championship with our finalists. Our press conference is here and we're ready to speak with you. I'm ready to introduce some very special guests. But before you meet some of the team representatives from 4A girls and boys, we have some very special remarks from Commissioner Jerome Singleton.
Thank you, Ms. Newman. Good morning. Congratulations on a great season. Hope you've had a lot of great, memorable experiences from this. As ambassadors of the league, we count on you to represent us well to the public. Lacrosse kicks off our very first state championship for our spring sports. Continue to be the best that you can be. Continue to be the best student athlete that you can be, both in your actions and your attitudes. Enjoy this press conference and have a great championship game. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Singleton. And again, welcome. I'm Tammy Newman, the Director of Public Relations for the South Carolina High School League. And it's always a pleasure to meet sort of one-on-one, but face-to-face, so to speak, via Zoom here with some of our finalists. They're always so, it's an informative opportunity for South Carolina and beyond to get to know a little bit about the athletes that we'll see on Saturday. So let's get started with introductions. Our 4A girls competition will be between Oceanside Collegiate Academy and Bishop, England. Representing Oceanside, we have Coach Ashley McCullough. And with her, she has brought Kiara Armitage, a senior, and also a junior, Maddie Mayer. They will be facing Bishop, England, led by Coach Jeff Weiner. And he has with him Olivia Head, a senior, and also Elizabeth Tassig, a senior. And now we have our 4A boys. That matchup will be Lucy Beckham versus Christ Church. And representing Lucy Beckham, Coach Parker Farragon. And with him, he has Garrett Coombs, a sophomore, and Grant Bushy, a junior. And from Christ Church, we have Coach Joe Cummings. And he is joined with Nico Lukowski, a senior, and Kevin McCarthy, a junior. Welcome, everyone. All right, let's get started. What I'll do is I'm going to talk with, run some questions by our head coaches, and then we'll talk with our student athletes and then wrap it up with our head coaches once again. We'll mix it up. But I'd also like to mention that our sponsor for today's event, as well as Saturday, is Lexington Medical Center. So just want to make sure that everyone's aware of that. They have been true sponsors and partners, not just for lacrosse, but all season long, all year long. So thank you again, Lexington Medical. And let's get started. We're going to kick off. The first question will be, I'm going to give this to Coach McCullough from Oceanside Collegiate. Okay, you're going to be returning to face the same opponent from last year's finals. Can you share with us what a major, your major takeaway was from last year, bringing you into Saturday's competition? What was a major takeaway that you'll put to use this Saturday?
Yeah, I think, playing BE last season, and we've played them already this season. We know them well. We just kind of have to execute our game plan a little bit better and hold on to possession of the ball. But I think big takeaway from last year is we have a very different team, a very new team. We're young. We start 5 freshmen. So as much as we have that experience from last year, we also have a lot of new girls that will get this opportunity to play in the state championship. And, we just need to come out and play really hard. And BE is obviously a great team. So we got to play our best.
All right. Thank you, Coach. And Coach Weiner from Bishop, England. Again, you're facing the same opponent and you're coming back from last year and a few years before, several wins in the state finals. Can you tell us, is there anything that you plan to do different this Saturday versus years past?
We basically approach it the same way every season. We have our goals. Our goals are to try to get the 1 seed, and the next goal is to try to make it to the finals. And obviously the final goal would be to try to win another state championship. We really don't change a whole lot from what we do year to year. It's kind of a system. We plug people into the system and then hope it works.
All right, thank you. And for our 4A boys competition, we have Lucy Beckham, Coach Parker Farragon. It seems that this year, both teams competing on Saturday are not, I guess, are coming in new, so to speak, that neither of you were in last year's finals, if I'm correct with that. Do you think that this will help or hurt your play this Saturday?
Yeah, I don't think it really has an effect. This is our, second year as a school in general, second year as a, lacrosse program. So last year we just had 9th and 10th graders on our team. So, definitely at a bit of a disadvantage there, where we lost to Oceanside 18-2 in the quarterfinals. So I think we just regroup, and our kids took pride of getting in the weight room, being a younger team. We knew we had to come out and match other teams, speed and physical play. So, I think, I don't think it necessarily has an impact. I think our boys will be ready to go.
All right, thank you, Coach. And Coach Cummings from Christchurch, coming into finals, it seems that you actually went up against one of the teams that did make it to finals last year and, had a pretty strong lead, was pretty handedly beat. Can you tell us, with that team being in the finals last year, how does it make you feel that you were able to not only win, but win by a large margin?
Yeah, we really just have focused on this year, and I think every year it's a new team. And for us, we had a new team this year. For them, they had a new team last year, and I was really proud of our guys for how they came out. They played our brand of lacrosse, and and it was great. It was great to come out after losing last year in the semifinals to Bishop England, and to have an opportunity to play in another semifinal game, and to overcome that loss last year and take the next step as a program, I think is really exciting for our guys. And, we feel very fortunate for the opportunity to be a part of this and to represent our school and represent, the state of South Carolina broadly for the game of lacrosse. I think this is going to be a really fun game with a great program that Coach Farragon has down there in Charleston.
All right, thank you. We're going to open it up to our student athletes. And we'll start with Kiera from Oceanside. As a senior, apparently you were a part of last year's team. How does it feel to be back with another shot at the title?
It feels great. I'm super excited that for my last year, we have a chance to get a ring. But ultimately, I'm just going to give it my best, and, good Lord willing, things work out. So we're just going to go out there and have fun and get a ring.
All right, thank you. And next question, we're going to give it to our youngest athlete joining us, Garrett from Lucy Beckham. Being the youngest on our panel this morning, how does it feel that Coach has had so much faith in you, not only for today, but this season, and has placed you in a position of leadership?
Feels great. I mean, you kind of have to accept that role as being a younger player, especially going against older players. But you just get used to it, and then your team comes around you.
All right, great. Thank you. And Olivia, you're back at the finals after taking home the trophy last year. Can you tell us what your most valued strengths are individually, but also as a team? What do you feel are the team strengths versus your strengths?
I feel like our team strengths is, we work together. We focus. Our main goal is trying to maintain possession. Especially our strengths this year are the girls who are on the draw and on the circle. So I feel like this year we've grown a lot more as a team and help with the competitiveness with each other.
All right, great. Thank you so much. And gonna go back to Oceanside, Maddie. Your coach mentioned that you have 5 starting freshmen and you are a junior. So how do you feel about having, I guess, you know, what a lot of people would perceive as a young team? What do you say? What does that say about the faith that coach has in you as well as those freshmen?
Honestly, I think the freshmen have been working really hard and probably harder than like most of like everybody. So I think it's just good. And we all work together and I think it's gonna be good for the championship.
All right, great. Thank you. And Kevin from Christ Church, can you share with us some of the best words of wisdom or advice that Coach Cummings has given you this year or given the team?
Yeah, so, our coach, he stresses, believe in the process and embrace the process. I think that's, great for us as a team. The process for us started, in like November, when we do 7 a.m. workouts every day. And so as a team, I think we've really embraced the process, and the process has led us here. And also our coach stresses, be the best you can be. Don't be the best someone else wants you to be the best you can be. And if you work really hard, you're going to be the best you can be. And I think those two, sayings that coach has led us to, playing the state championship game on Saturday.
All right, thank you. And Grant from Lucy Beckham, share with us what you feel was the most difficult part of the season versus, I guess, I don't want to say the easiest, but the best part of the season for you.
I think it's tough to have a not as talented schedule that we play. So our region play is not as top tier as other teams like Oceanside, Wando, and we didn't have that many games like that this year. So if we went into not as good competition and went to a really good team, we would be struggling. So I think that definitely was tough this year.
And give us something that was great, something that you smile about when you think about this season.
I think we really brought the team together this year and we beat all the Charleston teams. So that was a really big accomplishment there.
All right, thank you so much, Grant. And Elizabeth from Bishop England. As a leader of the team, can you share with us, like, what is one of the constant, a routine or something that you put in place that you've done, during the years past, but also throughout this season?
Especially this week, we try to implement like themes to each of our practices, just since it's the last week of them, to make it more fun for the girls. And something that we've done the past few years is just always talking about our games after we've played them. And I think that's really helped the team grow and become better to ourselves and each other.
All right, great, thank you. And Nico, you made it to the semifinals last year. How did that feed into the desire to make it to finals? And tell us about how that's going to make you work even harder to come away with a win.
Absolutely. So last year we lost a close one in the semifinals. And ever since that day in April, we've been focused on this season, from workouts to practice to every game we've played. It's really lit a fire for us as a
Okay, I think we may have lost connection. So I'll come back to Christchurch and allow Nico. Okay, what was that last part, Nico?
as the sole senior, it's really brought it on me that I want a lease extension on the season to keep the season going. And that really gave us the impetus to work harder and stay focused throughout the season to make it to finals, to have those few extra days.
All right, thank you. And let's see, we're going to go back to Coach McCullough. Can you tell us your opinion on what will it take to spread not only the fan base, but the popularity of lacrosse for high schools. What's your thoughts on that? How could that grow?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts kind of in the youth game, in the grassroots community. The more girls that we can start early that can get into lacrosse, that can see how fun it is, that can start playing, it'll grow potentially to, middle school, rec leagues, and then into the high school. I'm not originally from this area. I'm from up north, and it's been great to even see the short time that I've been down here, how much it's grown and how much even in Charleston, like girls are starting earlier and, having good teams such as BE, us, Wando, Lucy, Beckham can really propel that. So super excited to continue to grow the sport and hopefully get more girls involved with lacrosse.
Okay, thank you. And, you mentioned Lucy Beckham, so I'm going to give this same question to Garrett. Garrett, as a student athlete, what do you think can be done to grow lacrosse, to increase the fan base, but more importantly, the actual amount of student athletes and teams across South Carolina?
I definitely think playing local games, like us playing OCA last night, brought a good amount of attention towards lacrosse. Like we had a lot of people from both schools coming out, people from other schools that aren't even playing in that game coming out. So I definitely think playing local and competitive games are definitely the key to growing lacrosse.
All right, thank you. Let's see, and Olivia, can you share with us, I'm sure you're going to have one or two more practices before you compete on Saturday. What's a message that you plan to share with your team?
We're just trying to emphasize to the team that not everything, like although we have won 81 consecutive games, that we have to stay on top of it and make sure we are working hard no matter what. Especially in the playoffs this year, we had to approach every single game like it was our last. So we are really emphasizing that to the girls at practice, making sure that they're staying focused and that we're staying focused as well.
Thank you. And Kiera, can you tell us win or lose Saturday, what will you miss most about lacrosse, your team and coach?
I'll probably just miss the practices the most. I mean, we have them bright and early in the morning at 7 a.m. Everybody's out there. Everybody's, getting ready, getting into it. The sun's coming up over the school. It's just, I love that team aspect, and that's why I love playing this sport so much. Everybody's there for one sole reason, and that's to play lacrosse and to get better and to get to where we are today, about to play in a state championship. So definitely the whole team aspect of it is what I'll miss the most about my time here.
Okay, thank you. And Coach Farragon, tell us what athlete, what teammate this season has impressed you the most? Has, possibly surprised you and, positively surprised you?
Yeah, not really one kid specifically stands out. Two of our defensive midfielders, Ellis, Keith, and Sam Lucas, this is their second year ever playing lacrosse. When they came out to preseason last year, they didn't even know how to hold a stick or pass and throw. So it's been really cool to watch their development, and just watch their dedication to the sport of lacrosse, and, seeing them play last night and play a lot of minutes and, play really hard for us was really cool to see just how far they've come in a very short period of time.
All right, thank you. And Coach Weiner from Bishop England, can you share with us, is there a specific athlete that has come out this season guns blazing and just really surprised you with their performance?
That's kind of a loaded question. To be honest, the most surprising thing is how everything's been spread around amongst all the athletes on the team. We've averaged this year probably between 10 and 11 different girls scoring in every game, which is probably not the norm in the rest of the state. So all our scoring really has been spread around, which is a good thing for us because then people can't focus on one player. So I'd say if there was anything that surprised me, it's just that aspect of the game.
All right. Thank you so much. And Coach Cummings, looking over the season, and all of the competition you've had, the different outcomes, if there was an opportunity, do you think there's any moment, it could be a play, a certain play or something that happened with your team. Do you think that you would like to have a do-over of any kind from this past season?
No, I think every game we've played, there's been a lot of purpose, and I think the opportunity to treat every outcome as a learning experience. We talk a lot about cultivating and developing a growth mindset with our players, and so we played some great competition from out of state earlier in the season, and I think those games really helped expose some of the areas where we needed to grow, and I think there was a lot of purpose in those outcomes for us, and I think we got better because we got to play in those types of games, and and then over the course of the season, as we've continued to play, I think it's been great because I think every game there's something that we can learn and there's something that we can grow from, and so I've been really proud of our guys for how they've just really been grounded, like Kevin said, in the process, and and I think when you're grounded in the process, you really you can really garner a lot of information, and you get to see the growth, and it's hard sometimes to see that growth because earlier in the year you're playing one way, and you don't get a lot of opportunities when you're playing 16 games in 8 weeks. But I think in the last couple of weeks, we've been fortunate to be able to sort of slow down and reflect and really be grateful for how this season's unfolded, and I'm really proud of our guys for how they've been focused on growing and just trying to get better every day. And that's been so to answer your question, no, I don't want to change any of the outcomes. I think they've all had a lot of purpose for us, and I think it's helped get us to where we are today, and I think it's going to help us as we prepare for a really quality team that's playing at a really high level on Saturday.
All right, thank you so much. Elizabeth from Bishop England, share with us any comment or advice, words of wisdom that Coach Weiner has given you this year, or given you or the team as a whole.
I think something that really stuck out to me was him saying that we have the target on our back and that a lot of these teams really have nothing to lose, and that kind of has helped myself, and I feel like our team really get it ingrained in us that we do have everything to lose, so we need to focus and we need to work hard.
All right, thank you. And Maddie from Oceanside, what will you miss most about this team?
I think I'll miss most Kira, honestly, because she is such a good captain and she leads us like every single day, and it's going to be hard without her to try to step up more, but yeah, I'll miss her most. And Kira's our one senior, so she is literally who we're losing next year. Yeah. So it will be tough.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Nico, same question. What will you miss most about this team?
For me, it's going to be the relationships. Not so much the sport, but it's the guys I play it with that really make my experience as a lacrosse player so memorable and impactful to me. From the 6 a.m. workouts to staying late after practice and getting a toss and just talking about our day. It's those little moments that really stick with me and have changed me as a person. And I'm going to miss that once I go into college next year.
All right, thank you. And Kevin from Christchurch, you're a junior. So what do you think, what will you take into next year's team? Being a junior this year, you're still considered a team leader, but next year you'll be a senior. And so what have you learned this year that you're going to take into next year and put to use?
Yeah, I mean, when I came to Christchurch as a freshman, we had a great senior class with guys that I'm still friends with, that I still talk to. And, every senior class in the last 3 years, I've learned so much from them. They've been really impactful on me and my development as a person and as a player and as a person, including Nico over there. Nico's one of my best friends. And, Nico is one of the smartest kids I know, and we'll talk about our day together. He'll give me advice on life. And so really just trying to emulate the way that I act as a senior on the way that the seniors in my last 3 years have acted is kind of my goal. It's to, foster a program of support and uplifting and, you know, just a sense of community in our team, which we've done a great job of. And so I want to make an impact on the freshmen and the young kids next year that the seniors have made on me the last couple of years.
All right, thank you. And Grant from Lucy Beckham. If you could say something right now, you have the stage. If you can say something to the Lucy Beckham community, your student body, the community around you, what would you like to say to them in regards to their support of Lucy Beckham Lacrosse?
Yeah, I think our community is great. I think they do a great job supporting our lacrosse team, fundraising, all that stuff. We definitely wouldn't be able to do any of this without them. So yeah, I think they do a lot for us.
All right, thank you so much. And coaches, before we wrap up, I'm going to give you an opportunity to share your thoughts of your opponent going into Saturday's matchups. And we're going to start with Coach McCullough from Oceanside. Share with us your thoughts on Bishop England.
Yeah, I think the thing with playing Bishop England is they play a different style than most teams. They play a backer zone and they have high pressure. They have such good athletes that it's full on pressure for 50 minutes. So basically everything we've done up to this point, we have to throw out the window and play a different style against them, which makes it incredibly difficult. But I think for us, it's focusing on the fundamentals. We got to catch and throw. We have to handle the pressure. We have to make stops on defense and be able to transition into the attack. And if we get into the attack, our middies, our attackers have had a phenomenal year. So if we can do the little things and win the draws, I think, we can hang with them and challenge them in that game. So.
All right. And Coach Weiner from Bishop England, can you share your thoughts on Oceanside?
Yeah, well, they've got, an excellent attack team. Their midfield is really, really good. So our focus has to be on defense. We've got to be able to defend against them. Draws are important. We know that. They're a very good draw team. Probably the best we've played against all year. So again, something we need to focus on. And, we know it's just right now it's going to be basically who wants it the most. And I wish Coach McCullough good luck. She worked with me last year. So it's like a family squabble right now. So.
All right, thank you. And from Lucy Beckham, Coach Farragon, can you share your thoughts on Christ Church?
Yeah, to be completely honest, because our game was pushed to last night versus Oceanside, as our program and as the head coach, we try to just focus at one day at a time. So our focus up to this point has been, the game last night versus Oceanside. So haven't really gotten around yet to, watching some film on Christ Church and digging into that. But, one thing I do know is they're going to be, really well coached. Joe's done a great job with his kids that's very obvious. So, I think both teams are young, like they were saying. I think they only have one senior. So I think it's going to be a really fun opportunity for both teams. But, they definitely play hard. They definitely play the game the right way. And so we're excited to be on the same field, with a program like Christ Church.
All right, thank you. And Coach Cummings from Christ Church, can you share your thoughts on Lucy Beckham?
Yeah, well, first off, I just want to congratulate Coach Farragon on an amazing season. He has put together, a really quality team that's, like I said, playing at a really high level. And to do that in the second year is incredibly impressive. So I just want to congratulate Coach Farragon and his players on a great season so far. And, I think for us, looking at their team, it's funny, you've got two very young teams. Nico's our lone senior. So I think what's going to be a lot of fun for Saturday is you've got a lot of guys who are going to get the opportunity to play in a big game for the first time. And so I think that's going to be a lot of fun for both teams. And, looking at their team and having the opportunity to see some of their film, that they're obviously very well coached defensively. I believe Coach Ehrman has done just an excellent job with the defense and the goalie play. And, and I think at the face-off X, they've been really well coached. And it's, really been impressive to watch. I think their face-off guy is running at a 75% face-off percentage right now. And then obviously on offense, they're clicking. I mean, when you're pouring in 15, 16, 17 goals a game, it's really impressive to see a team that is putting the ball in the back of the net like they are. So, we've got our work cut out for us, and, but we feel really fortunate for the opportunity to play a team of their caliber. And we're excited for the next couple days to be together and prepare and come out on Saturday night for a great atmosphere. I think it's going to, like I said earlier, it's going to be a great atmosphere for the sport of lacrosse in South Carolina. And I think you've got two teams that, try to play the game the right way, and hopefully the fans will come out in full support and make it a great atmosphere for the players, because that's what they've earned and that's what they deserve. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to play a really well-coached team on Saturday in Lucy Beckham.
All right, thank you so much. Such kind words shared among all of our opponents. So I think we can definitely look forward to some wonderful matchups, and that will start at 5:30. Our 4A competition start at 5:30 on Saturday at Irmo High School. We invite everyone to please go to gofan.co, get your tickets, get them now. We're looking forward to it. And if you are planning to, if you're unable to make it to Irmo High School, you can also watch it live streamed by NFHS Network. Visit their website. It's nfhsnetwork.com. One easy, simple subscription will allow you not only to watch our lacrosse championships, but it gives you access to past championships, things that have had, other sports, other seasons. But we definitely want to make sure that you tune in and watch these competitors on Saturday. I'll add that we do have our 5A competitions that start that morning at 11 o'clock. And if you miss that press conference, you can just visit the Facebook that you're on and go to the archives, our video archives, and you'll see those team representatives as well. We'd like to again thank Lexington Medical Center for partnering with us and sponsoring lacrosse this season. And we ask that please make sure you visit schsl.org. It has all of the lacrosse information, including the brackets, which show you the road that each of these competitors went, the journey that got them here, that will have them there Saturday, everything from those opponents, the scores, you name it, it's there. So take time to do some background on them and show up Saturday with all of your tiers in place, because we are looking for some wonderful matchups. Thank you again. Thank you to everyone that joined us here live, and we'll see you on Saturday. Have a good day.